It's time for another carrier product update. Tune in as we talk directly to the carriers about their new plans, any new network options they have, or which plan designs offer the most savings, and learn about the tools and resources they offer to help you generate more business. Visit our website to learn about all of the carriers we quote in our Carrier Product Update series. Hello and welcome back to our Carrier Product Update series. This is a very special edition. This is our Q4 Kickoff Summit. My name is Jason Powers with Legacy Brokers, and I'm joined by the consummate professional Randy Winter of Allied National. Welcome back, Randy.
It's great to be here, Jason. Thank you so very, very much. We're humbled to be invited and anxious to start talking about Allied National with you. So thank you, sir.
We love Allied National. You're a great partner of ours. I joke that the beauty of having Allied National as a partner here in Kansas City is if I ever need anything, I can just drive over to your office.
Very close. We are right here in Overland Park, Kansas, and we've been in business for a little over 50 years. We just celebrated 50 years last year, so
congratulations.
That's really a lot to be celebrating, that's for sure. We are a TPA, we're a third-party administrator, and we're owned by 90 Degree Benefits, which is a partner that's owned under Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Alabama. So we've become an even larger company because of that, but we're still just located here in Overland Park, Kansas, have about 125 employees.
Wow.
And we really are a unique third-party administrator, Jason. The fact that we do our own medical underwriting, we have our own medical underwriting staff, so we don't have them spread about the country. We have them in our office there. We also do our own marketing of our group product as well here in Overland Park as well, too, in our office, at our home office. Our executive team is there as well. And, of course, we pay claims. In fact, I always like that our one of our owner partners said this when I first came to work for Allied. He said, you know, Randy, we exist to pay claims. And I thought, okay, that's the place to remember and to be humbled. That's why we exist. We're providing group health plans, and we're there to pay claims. It's simple, and it's something that our company has prided itself on doing for many, many years.
Yeah.
So we do all that all under one roof. And so in a way, Jason, we kind of talk, act, and we kind of squawk like an actual insurance company here. But we partner with three very good insurance carriers. We partner ourselves with Fidelity Security Life, so they're on the front of all of our group level funded products. So we offer small group to medium-sized group health plans, even over 100 lives. So we can be considered even, on some cases, some larger size groups for that matter. But we partner with a carrier, Fidelity Security Life, which is also here in our own backyard here in Kansas City as well. And we also have two small reinsurers that are with us. I'm being facetious, they're quite large. Swiss Re, I have a partnership with them, and also with Access Capital. So we've got really great companies that, in a way, we have the key. We have the pen for writing the checks on behalf of them. And so we have that autonomy and that strong partnership with those carriers. And again, we've been doing this for a long time. We do know small group and we do know underwriting, and we work hard to pride ourselves to provide really small to medium-sized and large group products to fit really any type of a budget that the employer has. And that's what I get all jazzed up about every day working for Allied, that we've got an opportunity here to provide a valuable product that's going to fit a budget that an employer has to provide quality group health insurance coverage. So, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, and with that, the power of that pen comes great responsibility, right?
You have said that very correctly. That's exactly right. So,
I will say that in my experience with Allied over the story of my career, Allied has always taken the power of that pen and the responsibility very, very seriously, yes. and you are a very responsible underwriter of health plans in the market.
In a way, we have two clients. We've got not only the agents that sell our products as well as our client as well, but so is the stop loss carrier. We have to really have them as a customer, so we balance the two. It's sometimes it's a delicate balance, but
sure.
It's a balance, and to make everyone happy. And again, our ownership, credit to our ownership. It's been a family-run business right up until we were recently purchased by 90 Degree Benefits. But the family that runs this company has done so in a way that's solid footing and solid ground, who really have invested their time and money into growing the company that Allied has become today.
Yeah, so it's something to be proud of for sure.
Yes, it really is indeed. So thank you.
All right. Well, so now you know a little bit more about Allied as a TPA and as a carrier in the marketplace, if you will. Let's get into some
All right.
updates. We got
Very
some new
good.
stuff
We
coming in
do. We sure
2024.
do. Yeah, thank you so much for that, Jason. So really, we have, based on some feedback, Jason, we're always listening to what our agents say. We need this, we need that. Well, we write it down and we talk about it in the meetings and such, and we really work hard to try to implement their ideas. And so really a lot of our group products have been implemented through the ideas of agents. And this new screen that you're looking at right here on our expanded plan options is was some strong feedback from some agents. Hey, how can you make these these minimum essential coverage plans, more effective? Can you add and add some additional features to it to help keep the pricing down, to help both for the applicable large employer and even for those that are under 50 lives that are looking for some options just to offer some minimum essential coverage. So on your screen, you'll see there we've got the MEC product we used to call it the PMEC for preventative MEC. So Jason, it's going to help protect the group for anything that needs to be as far as a preventative service. We're just following the task force, the preventative task force group that put out once the Affordable Care Act got started, all that listing of anything that's considered by gender and age that the government says are preventative care services. Then this plan is going to protect that member, that employee, and getting all the preventative services paid at 100%. And the employer pays for it. It's a real low monthly rate right now. It's at $42 a month per member per head. I think it's among the lowest in the marketplace. I've learned never to say it's the lowest out there, but
it's pretty low.
It's pretty low
yeah.
to have that. So it really helps provide a great solution to that employer that doesn't have the money to offer the full coverage all the time. That just becomes a minimum essential coverage preventive care. So that's still in place and that's available, but now we've expanded to a MEC Plus. So Jason, you're the first group we've talked to about this product. So we're introducing this fresh on the marketplace.
Look at that.
That's how much you rate
Love
with that.
it.
So we wanted to start with you.
Breaking news right here out of Legacy.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So our latest feature will be, and you'll see it on your screen just a little bit, we're just going to talk about it here, our MEC Plus. This is where we're going to have the same features that the MEC that you see up above there has, the preventive services, but we're going to add one primary office visit at no additional cost. So a member can have at least one visit, and they can also, with that, they'd have a discount RX card as well. Pretty nice for that employer that's looking just for a little bit more bang for the preventative only services and really for little money for that part of it as well. So we're going to have this product, and I'll talk about the advantage in just a moment. We'll start quoting this on October 1st, and it will be available to be written on November 1st.
You heard it here first.
There it is. That's exactly right. So next from the MEC Plus, we're going to have also this MEC Advantage, and we'll have some more materials that will come out as well that'll talk about this, but we just wanted to kind of scratch the surface with you a little bit here as well. The MEC Advantage product is going to be an enhanced feature. You'll probably see a flyer. I've got it right here. I'm cheating here. I'll just kind of show you.
And we'll have that posted below this video, posted on our website. You'll be able to download those marketing flyers.
There you go. So the MEC Advantage is still going to have 3 primary office visits, so you'll get that as well too. And again, all these are no medical underwriting, so it's a spreadsheet enrollment. That makes it real easy for you as the agent to market this to your group. Simplicity of getting them enrolled. Still have to have an employer statement filled out, obviously, but that's real simple to get. So no medical underwriting. So even the MEC Advantage will have that feature. But it'll have a $10 copay for generic drugs. That's very nice to have that as well. 3 primary visits to your care provider with a $20 copay. That's a new feature too. 3 specialist or urgent care visits as well. So, it seems like somebody always winds up using an urgent care center. I know I always think, well, I'm never going to do that. And all of a sudden I'm using an urgent care center.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have access to it, and this plan, this MEC Advantage, will give that opportunity as well. It'll also have 5 lab and x-ray services as well, with a $50 copay. And 1 diagnostic testing, such as a CAT scan, for example, will be included in that.
Yeah.
Wow. I call this, I go to a church, our pastor always says, this is a wow feature.
Wow, yeah.
That's what this is, a triple wow on the MEC Advantage plan. So you will see the flyer that Jason will post out here pretty soon as well, too. We're excited about this and the fact that it offers you as an agent another set of products to help that employer with the needs that they have. And there's the MEC Plus, and the MEC Advantage.
And it's the only thing it's really missing, as opposed to maybe a comprehensive structure from those 3 steps, would be the hospital benefit, the inpatient hospital benefit. But that is in the cost saver product
That's right.
that I
That's
really
correct.
like. So
we're going to talk about that in just a minute.
yep.
That's
So
exactly right. So-
little preview. Of
That's
what's to
right. A
come.
little teaser there
Yeah.
for it, exactly so. So, all right. So let's talk about that. That's our next piece that we have coming up as well. So we're going to talk about the cost saver. So, Jason, the cost saver has been a product that Allied has had for about almost 18 years, believe it or not. And when I first started with Allied, I was talking to agents throughout the country, getting them interested in talking about Allied, and their feedback at that time was, we need a product that's going to be 50% less than what the standard major medical plan is going to be, because we have groups that are already saying we can't afford the major medical plans, we need relief. What can we do to salvage our group to offer a quality plan that's going to be sufficient for them? So that gave us birth to the idea of the cost saver, which is now incorporating all the preventative minimum essential coverage that we just talked about moments ago. But then it's also got another feature, which is actually kind of an oxymoron, where we call a limited benefit plan, but unlimited benefits for your physician and outpatient charges. So that's a really neat piece, and that's where a lot of first dollar coverage really tends to be when a member starts utilizing healthcare service. They want to be able to have a doctor's office visit. They want to be able to use urgent care center. You want to use even the telehealth services as a part of this. All comes on the cost saver. And this is also non-medically underwritten as well. So all we would need is a spreadsheet enrollment. So simplicity there as well. And then last year we introduced this, so I'm kind of talking about it again, what you're seeing on your screen, the Cost Saver Bronze plan. So there are actually 3 plan designs of the Cost Saver. Plan 1's are most economical, Plan 2, and then Plan 3, which is actually now meets both minimum essential coverage and minimum value as well. So this becomes a product when you're talking to your employer. Maybe the employer says, I need some relief. I need something that's still going to provide valuable coverage. What have you got? This would be another great product to show, the Bronze Minimum Value Plan from Allied National, the cost saver. So maybe, Jason, you've got a group, and as an agent, the agent says, I've got a class that's been left out. Maybe hourly wage earners have been left out. The employer says, never been able to find something affordable to put them in. You could do a class carve out with this cost saver. You could put them on not only our MEC product, but you could put them on the cost saver, this Bronze product as well too. Or if it's not just a class, maybe the employer is saying to you, I need relief. I need 50% less cost. What can you do for me? Again, Allied's got a product for nearly every type of budget that an employer might have. Or maybe it's renewal time, and you're talking and that employer says, hey, I can't afford these adjustments. What else is out there that I can get my hands onto? Boy, the cost saver could be a great option for that. So again, unlimited benefits for what we refer to as the outpatient physician charges, and then fixed indemnity for your facilities. So it does have a PPO network. You can either choose First Health, or you can choose PHCS as the network on this as well. And that's going to work with your co-pays and such for the outpatient physician charges. Then fixed indemnity for all your facilities. So the member will be reimbursed for that. But the neat thing is, with the PPOs that are on the plan, you still get the discounts for all the facility charges. So that really makes it a tremendous option to show to a client. I don't know about you, Jason, but it's nice when you're coming to meet with a client that you look for something new, something fresh, an idea, a concept. So many employers are saying, I want a new idea. What's out there that I can get my hands on that's going to reduce my cost and still provide quality products? Wow. Allied has it covered with these products we've just been talking about so far. The cost saver could be a great way to go with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you mentioned that this is a product that's been around for the last 18 years, and I think, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but in another life, I think I was the first cost saver.
Jason, if you were not, you were right up there in the
pretty
top
close,
3.
pretty close.
I'd have to say.
If Gary was here, I think I'd just
Gary
brag
would
that I was the first one. But it's
true.
a product that has always had a specific place in the market,
right.
And it does have a place. I think that this is a product that agents can have in their arsenal, take into accounts that are struggling, like you said, with finding a lower cost alternative that does meet the minimum value stipulation, and cost saver, the last iteration before this one didn't have that minimum value stamp, if you will, and by adding that MVP actuarial value to that product just just really puts it in the discussion with a lot of the other solutions that we see out there.
I had an agent that had an employer on a conference call, and they had the cost saver for a year, and the employer said to the broker initially, my people won't ever use the health coverage. We never offered it before, and nobody's hardly going to use this, but I still feel like I want to offer it to my employees.
What a perfect candidate.
Yeah. A year later, he says, wow, I can't believe how my employees use this coverage and how happy they are to have it.
Yeah.
And so I thought, exactly right. And it's a testimony right there to what this cost saver can do to truly help an employer and their employees have health coverage. Even restaurants are very good. I think that might have been what you had when you first had that.
It was a restaurant.
It was a restaurant. Lawn and garden, small businesses, plumbers, heating, air conditioning, HVAC type operations, all very good candidates for the cost savers.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it. There's no medical underwriting. It is census enrollment. One thing I think for brokers to understand that the rates are sensitive to the census changes. So you really got to make sure that you have a proper census to rate the group because it is going to be composite rated.
Right.
This is not an age rated product. You're going to get that 4-tiered composite rate structure.
Right.
But it's a really simple plan to install, really simple to explain.
Yes.
There's that outpatient benefit being unlimited.
Yeah.
And might I add, really low deductible.
Yes.
In that outpatient benefit. I mean,
$250
on the deductible.
deductible.
I don't know of another plan on the market right now that's being sold in that space with a $250 deductible. So it's a product that deserves to be in that discussion, and when it's in that discussion, it rises to the top.
Very
so,
true. Thank
kudos.
you for saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So make sure you talk to Legacy about getting quotes with the cost saver. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of
Very
happy
good.
brokers on that using that product.
All right. So our next piece, just going to kind of highlight a little bit, is our Freedom Hybrid product. So Jason, I was talking to another general agency in another part of the country, and he was having great success.
You're not allowed to talk to other general
I know,
agents.
we're not supposed
No,
to.
I'm
You're
kidding.
right.
I'm
I know,
kidding,
that's
Randy.
very
I'm
true.
kidding.
But again, you got the introductory next product here.
That's
Nobody
right.
else
Everybody
knows
else
about
is
it
last
yet.
place.
Anyway,
we got it first.
But I like what he had to say. I'll just share it as a brief testimony here. In that this Freedom Hybrid product, which is where we blend the both worlds. It's a full group major medical plan available starting at 2 lives, as everything with Allied starts at 2 lives, going on up from that. But where we offer a physicians-only PPO network. And for those occasional opportunities where a member shows their ID card and the office wants to kind of dig their heels in a little bit and say, we're not going to accept this because it's not a PPO, this offers you a PPO physicians-only network. Either you have a choice, a Prime, which is a PPO network as well for physicians only, or First Health is available as well too. So these are opportunities that you can have where you can offer that feature, and especially for a group, Jason, and that's what this general agent had said to us. He said, to move from the fully insured market to come into level funding, such as what we're offering as level funded plan, that this becomes a nice step to help transition an employer that's leaving the fully insured PPO world where they still have access to a PPO network for the physicians only piece. Then the facilities is then paid at reference-based pricing, which we have a great track record of working. I'm going to kind of talk about something else that's going to be new that you'll be the first to be announced on that here in just a moment as well too. So it becomes a stair step for that employer group to move out of the fully insured world into level funding and have a best of both worlds with the physicians only network, which we call the Freedom Hybrid plan.
Sure. So then in that hybrid space, the physician services or PPO, the inpatient facility services are still RBP.
That's correct.
Is the outpatient facility RBP as well, or is it PP? Is it just physician services?
It's just physician.
So then inpatient and outpatient, I should clarify. So the facility services.
Right, the facilines. That's right.
Anything inside
That's
a
right.
building.
That's right. That's right. Right.
Where the charges are originating from the facility are repriced at a percentage of
Correct.
Medicare allowable, but the day-to-day outpatient services with a physician are repriced at a PPO level, so they're pre-negotiated in contract.
That's correct. So even if a office were to say that they wanted more money than what we were offering, we'll negotiate with them on the spot and come up with an agreement. We'll enter that in our system, and we'll go forward with that as well too. So that makes it a little simpler too.
Sure.
As well, too.
Oh, that's
All right,
great.
Good deal. So the Freedom Hybrid is a nice stepping stone from PPO again to reference-based pricing. And then also, I don't want to undercut here this opportunity about pivot plans as well, because I know you get involved with selling individual plans as well. So pivot is a nationwide marketer that Allied has partnered with now for, I want to say, probably the last 10 years, close to 10 years that we've been working with them. Where Pivot has been marketing short-term medical plans. And this market, even though there's some things going on in Washington, no one's trying to hide the fact that the government's trying to cut down on the time frame of these durations of short-term medical. It remains to be seen if that actually will pass or not. We'll see what happens.
Sure.
But there still will be short-term medical products available. And this plan, set of plans that Pivot offers, can really be another revenue stream for your agents to increase their income. No one's going to say you're going to be wealthy over it, but boy, you could sell enough of these where you could make a nice car payment on that Lexus. Yeah. Or that Jaguar, whatever it might be that you have as a car. But it would be a nice revenue stream that's where, with Pivot, it's an online link that you provide to, you can provide this to your client. It's very intuitive. They can figure their own quotes just right on the spot. If they need something for 1 month or up to 6 months in some states, in some areas, until the government makes any changes, you can write them up to 364 days in a term period. So very, very attractive, just by state area. And it is amazing the amount of people that are in need of short-term medical. Think, for example, you sign somebody up on a group, but you've got a waiting period before that employee can get coverage. You could put them on a short-term medical. The qualifications are about 5 or 6 yes or no simplified medical questions that you have to answer. But and also think of college students, for example, that need athletic coverage. This is really a signature of the Pivot plan, that it covers you if you have a student that's in college, that's playing sports, that needs to have health insurance. This will protect you and give you insurance coverage while you're playing those sports. Not too many of them out there offer that feature, so this one has that feature as well on it. So, but the idea of you as an agent putting this link of a Pivot plan on your email, even, you'd be amazed at how many times people see your signatures on your email, to where somebody will see an advertisement for the Pivot plan. Oh, gee, think that I saw something on that, and all of a sudden they're opening up the Pivot plan and they're working up a quote. So
you heard it here with Randy. If you want a link to put in your signature of your email block or your signature block,
it to us.
Let us know, and we'll get you a custom link.
It's a nice product that fills a valuable need right now. And I will tell you that Allied, the last I'd heard, is the largest administrator of short-term medical in the United States. So that's a real big product for us as well. And the underwriting is done on it once a claim is processed, so it's just a simplified medical underwriting answer, yes or no to it. You get a link, Jason, once you pay for it with a credit card. You get a link within seconds, and you can set up your own
policies
password.
Issued, ID
it's
card,
issued, all your certs, everything at one quick spot. So it's
pretty turnkey.
It's pretty turnkey, exactly right.
Love it.
So Pivot plans. All right.
Love it.
Are we okay on time here still so far, Jason?
We're cruising along.
All right, good deal. So let's talk a little bit about what's new and what's happening here beginning in fourth quarter. So we have really been working hard to develop some key pieces here, and this is one thing that you'll be the first to hear this. So what we're really doing here is we want to provide a tool, Jason, to the agents to where they can see if a facility, hospital is going to be accepting reference-based pricing. So we've listened to agents' feedback for a long time. We need a source, we need a place where we can see if by any chance a hospital is going to accept reference-based pricing. So we're going to have, starting in October, a tool where they can call into our client services team, our sales team as well, to where they will be able to see just through a phone call, and we'll be able to tell them, yes, this hospital is accepting reference-based pricing. This one is on the fence right now, so we don't know if they're actually accepting or not, but we again have the information of where they're standing at this moment. Or they're not accepting reference-based pricing. And with this type of a tool, we believe that you can have this in front of your client to have a conversation, to decide in a consultation way, would it be best to have reference-based pricing, or would it be best to offer a PPO network? To be able to give an employer the solid choice and information up front before they make a decision, to know if these facilities are utilizing it. Well, again, this is the feedback we've been hearing for a long time. We're going to roll this out in October to have access to that. And eventually, Jason, the agents themselves will be able to sign into a website. This is the future to come here, where they'll be able to see on a geographic map the facilities that are accepting and not accepting.
That's great. I mean,
Really a big piece.
that technology is finally catching up with,
Yes.
or I should say, the historical data is catching up with the technology. The technology's always been there. It's just really having the historical knowledge of which providers
That's
are RBP friendly, which ones are maybe not accepting or a little tougher to negotiate with. So I think that's going to change the way agents view RBP as an option out in the market for their clients. Certainly the bend of the cost curve
Right.
is what will drive some of that conversation, but the back end administrative potential for noise has always been the barrier for agents to
Correct.
put it in front of their clients. So I think, again, commending Allied for being an innovator in that to bring something a little different to the table for agents to go out and be a little more confident
Correct.
in putting that freedom proposal in front of their client.
Yeah, it's something that really U of agents have given us feedback, and we have listened, and we have really invested and put a lot of time and effort into creating this. It's not an easy piece to work up. We have a partner that's helping us out as well to it, and this will be starting in the fourth quarter. So let's kick
great.
off. This is a new piece to talk about, so thrilled to introduce that to you
Great.
today as well too.
What's the no-call rule?
Yeah,
What's going
so
on here?
Actually, Jason, you would probably like this as well. So we have also listened to where our traditional underwriting process, when you fill out applications, used to be our mode of operation. We would call a employee and verify a health issue over the telephone to learn more about the health issue. Now we've eliminated that rule because we really are gathering better information these days to where we don't have to make a telephone call. If by some chance the underwriter would like to make one and offer a reason for that, they'll discuss that with the agent
Sure.
and see if the agent's okay with that.
Sure.
And if they are, then we'll make that call. If they're not, we won't make that call. So that's really nice. Now we'll still do a phone interview just briefly, maybe about a minute or two, with the employer just to make sure we've got every employee accounted for on the group and
Sure.
we're not missing everything on that. But no more calls to the employees to verify health issues. That was kind of a sore spot sometimes that agents would bring up, and again, we listen.
Yeah.
We really try to listen and try to see how can we implement that. So yes, it's a big deal.
So for 12 plus, we're doing our sort of our general app where you're taking that and going out and using AI underwriting to underwrite the case,
That's correct.
and then come back with an offer. And then is it a knockout question? Is that what
That's
what we
right.
do on the back end of that?
That's right. So really, that's the next point here for 12 plus. In fact, we used to start this at 20 lives.
Yep.
Now we are down to 12 lives. So keep it in mind. 12 lives or greater. We're going to use a simplified underwriting model, and we're also going to use historical data that we get. Not only are we going to look at prescription history, but we're also going to look at hospitalization history as well too. So we look at two fair areas. And really by you providing a census to us, it's a detailed census so to speak, where you're going to give us the names of the dependents, you're going to give us their birth dates as well too, along with the employees, and we're going to technically you can give us that census and we're going to give you a rate that you
Yeah.
can take out to your client. We would like to also say we would really appreciate also having any additional data that we can get our hands
sure.
on as well too.
Sure.
That might be the renewal. That might be the current rates that they've got. It might be what they've had.
Claims data. It could
claims
be
data,
any,
whatever.
any information that will help tell the story to underwriting,
Exactly.
so that Ally can put their best foot forward. Again, being a responsible underwriter, and making sure that the rates that are being proposed are reasonable based on the risk.
Right. Again, we're trying to provide Jason some easier ways and to streamline underwriting and to shorten the process for the agent to make it go better and smoother so you can get to
Yeah.
your client with the rates. That's our goal. We're working.
I know
hard
we
to do
appreciate based on the kind of busy schedule we all have this time of year. We appreciate the ease of access, but also appreciate the responsible approach that Ally takes.
Yeah. Well, good deal. So keep in mind for that, for the simplified underwriting. And then, of course, always remember that Allied is known again for our innovative plan designs. You see how we introduce those MEC products again. Those are some innovative ideas to help provide more solutions to the client, and with budgetary thoughts as well. It's going to help an employer afford it.
And again, at the end of the process, with that simplified underwriting, there's no phone calls,
Right.
but there is one application needed
correct.
for each employee that is a general list of questions that they're more knockout questions.
They are. That's exactly right.
I would say something that we kind of learned along the way and that we communicated with agents is do yourself a favor on the front end when you're presenting that, is just kind of feel around for
Sure.
whether or not there's any of those knockout questions are prevalent in the case. Typically what we see is you're going to find most of that in your AI underwriting.
Correct.
With that knockout questionnaire.
Right.
Certainly
That's
is
real.
needed on the back end.
That's
It's just
right.
firm everything up and buying coverage.
We would be doing a disservice if there was tragically something that was really going on in that group, maybe a transplant scenario or something, a real major consequence that wasn't picked up, and then coming back with the renewal, you see a terrible
Yeah,
renewal.
nobody wants to
Nobody
wants to
wants to do that.
slip one past the goalkeeper only to come back a year later and have to move the case. So
We-
I think again it goes back to responsible underwriting, making sure that you're making reasonable offers.
We
So,
really want to have a renewal that comes back to where we don't give you a shock when that renewal comes about. Is what
Yeah.
we really work hard at that. So,
So
customized options,
wrap us up.
healthy,
What's-
fair, and faster underwriting is what we're trying to do as well. Large customer service team. I'll tell you, we still have what we call an elite client service team, where if you get a balance bill, which by the way, less than 2% of all of our claims end up in a balance bill. We still,
Wow.
even though you hear balance bill stuff out there, we still have a small percentage of them that really.
Nobody ever
happens.
hears about the 98% of the good times,
Very
right?
true.
It's always
That's
the
very
2%.
true. That's right. That's
2%
right. But if
bad
they do
times.
have one, we've got an elite team. You can
Yes,
reach
you
out
do.
to Allied National, and we will be Johnny on the spot to help them with that balance bill and get it resolved and get it worked out. So the member will not, due to our guaranteed balance bill, will not have to pay anything extra beyond what was already paid on the plan.
Sure. And then another differentiator, kind of the final differentiator, I think, for Allied National versus some of the other level-funded products out there in that space is that you guys are doing 100% surplus return on
That's
any
correct.
of the unused funds in that claims bucket.
That's right.
We talked about the buckets and the pots earlier,
correct.
right?
We
In
sure
that
will.
claims bucket, 100% of those refund or surplus dollars are then returned back to the employer,
Whether you renew or not.
regardless of renewal.
No
is the
strings
key.
attached.
No strings attached.
right. It's a
You
big
heard it
deal
from
for us.
Randy right here. So if it's anything different, you go talk. No, I'm kidding.
Right, Jason, right.
No, we've experienced that with our with our agents that have allied clients that have surplus at the end of the year. It's a really simple process. Your typical stop loss contract is a 12/21, so
right.
it's important, I think, to emphasize it's after the run out
Right,
period,
correct.
which is that 9 months post
Yes.
post contract. So even if they've moved on to another carrier, at the end of that 9 months, you do reconciliation,
That's
then you
correct.
return that 100%.
That's right. They can use that to buy down future monthly payments if they're still with us, and we hope they will. If they don't, they can purchase additional maybe life insurance benefits,
Right.
maybe dental insurance and
Right.
what have you. As long as it's a welfare benefit for the employees. If they want to go out and buy a boat, they better figure out a way to benefit the employees.
Got to give
with the
keys to all the employees,
boat.
right?
Have to do something like that. So that's for
Keys
sure.
and life
oh
jackets.
my goodness, there you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Thank
Well,
you so much for having me here,
Randy,
Jason.
it's been
Really
a pleasure.
appreciate
Again, consummate professional.
Oh.
I always feel underdressed when I'm next to you. We do appreciate you being on and sharing the information with our agents out in the market. And if you need help with an Allied National quote, whether it be on the group side, if you need a link to that Pivot short-term medical plan, reach out to our office. We are a contracted general agent with Allied National, which means we don't cost you or your client any additional dollars. You just get the benefit of having an additional resource, an additional team of professionals here at Legacy Brokers to help you place that business. We'll have links down below this video on our website to downloadable marketing materials that you can use in your presentation with Allied National. There's also a button down below on our website that gets you access to our quote team, pretty fast and pretty good on the turnaround time. So be sure to reach out. We'll help you with your Allied National quotes. Randy, thanks again so much for being
been a
part of
pleasure.
our Q4
Always nice.
kickoff.
I'm
Always-
honored to be here.
Always fun to see you.
Thank you, sir.
And agents out in the market, we'll see you around. Happy selling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this edition of our Carrier Product Update Series. Visit our website to watch other episodes.